Most people believe that getting what they want is about effort, asking louder, pushing harder and proving more. But the real reason most people don't get what they want is far simpler and deeper. Most people never truly ask because they don't truly know what they want. And even when they do, they are often too afraid to say it. That fear isn't weakness, it's a survival response. Many of us grew up learning that wanting too much was unsafe, that desire invited rejection, that asking brought shame, that need was something to hide. So the wanting never disappeared, it just went underground. We learned to hint instead of ask, to perform instead of express, to negotiate instead of state. And then we wondered why the world couldn't meet us clearly. Psychology calls this learned inhibition. When the nervous system associates wanting with danger, the body tightens before the words even form. The voice softens, the breath shortens, and the request dies before it's spoken. People don't respond to what you want. They respond to how safely you hold yourself while wanting it. That's why confidence is often misread as arrogance, and humility mistaken for self-erasure. True asking isn't loud or apologetic, it's steady. There is quiet dignity in naming what you want without fear. The Stoics understood this long before psychology did. Marcus Aurelius wrote that one should stand firmly in their nature, neither shrinking nor inflating in response to fortune. When you have nothing, be dignified. When you have something, be humble. That isn't contradiction, it's balance. When you have nothing, desperation tempts you, but desperation weakens your stance. It teaches the world that you don't trust yourself to survive without approval. When you have something, arrogance tempts you, but arrogance isolates you. It teaches the world that your worth depends on comparison. True power lives in the middle, grounded, calm, and self-contained. In business, in leadership, and in love, those who hold centered authority draw others in naturally. They do not beg to be seen or overprove their worth. They ask clearly from a place of quiet certainty. People follow those who do not need to be followed. Love works the same way. Connection grows not from proving devotion, but from emotional self-sufficiency. When you ask for love while standing firmly in yourself, it feels inviting. When you ask while collapsing inward, it feels heavy. That's why silence can be stronger than speeches, why boundaries speak louder than explanations, and why restraint often attracts more than pursuit. The law of attraction is often misunderstood here. It's not that the universe rewards positive thinking, it's that people and outcomes respond to your inner coherence. You don't attract what you say you want. You attract what your nervous system believes is safe. If you secretly think that wanting is dangerous, your words carry fear. If you believe asking makes you unworthy, your voice shrinks, and life mirrors that energy back to you. Carl Jung said, "What remains unconscious directs our life, and we call it fate." But maybe fate is just fear that hasn't yet been examined. The art of asking begins with clarity, not about what sounds reasonable, but about what is true. What do you really want beneath politeness? What do you fear would happen if you said it? Who taught you that wanting was shameful? Until these questions are answered, no technique can help, because asking is not a skill. It's an act of self-trust. When you trust yourself, you no longer over-justify, dramatize, or manipulate outcomes. You state, you allow, you remain whole regardless of response. And in that clarity, something shifts. Your words land differently. Your presence feels lighter. People feel invited, not pressured. When you stop needing to be chosen, you become more choosable. When you stop fearing loss, you gain influence. When you stop apologizing for wanting, the world finally takes you seriously. True asking isn't about getting everything. It's about no longer betraying yourself in silence. And when you reach that point, when your heart is clear and your dignity is intact, what's meant for you will find its way without chasing. It will recognize you, because peace itself is magnetic, because clarity draws life toward it, and because every time you trust yourself to want, you remind life that you are ready to receive. So take your time, breathe, ask softly but clearly, not to convince the world, but to prove to yourself that wanting is no longer a threat. That is where all abundance begins.